What's up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today we're bringing it back to our weekly James Bond preparation marathon with Diamonds Are Forever, the first Bond film released in the 70s, as well as being the final film featuring fan favorite Sean Connery, who returned to the franchise one last time, unless you can count the unofficial Never Say Never Again. But that's besides the point. Whenever you have an actor like this return to a role for a final farewell, you want something really, really good, potentially original. But is that what we have in Diamonds Are Forever, or is it just another bromide? Let's get cracking. This review is brought to you by the word of the day, bromide, a trite and unoriginal idea or remark. Diamonds Are Forever brings Sean Connery back into the role of James Bond one last time when he is caught in the middle of a mysterious diamond smuggling operation, which brings him to America to discover the ins and outs of the operation, who's heading it up, and why. I wasn't a huge fan of this film when I initially saw it a few years ago because for the most part, I found it boring and not up to par with some of the other Bond films out there. I'd say for the most part, I still do consider it kind of lackluster, but I certainly respect it more than I did a few years back because I knew a little bit more about it going in this time around, but still, it's not that great of an outing film because it mostly feels random and not as immediately important as some of the others. For instance, the other Bond films had more of an answer when it came down to asking, what if Bond doesn't succeed his mission? What will happen? Even if the answer was campy or stupid, the audience knew why Bond was there, why he was doing what he was doing, why it had to happen now, all that. Going undercover to discover what's going on with this diamond operation is one thing, but you don't really know why he's doing it. I mean, sure, he's doing it because it's his job to do it, but if he didn't do it, not much would actually change. That's actually a big complaint because most Bond films have a really good sense of self, and the audience is usually clued in as to why Bond is selected for a mission, because Bond is really good at what he does, and he's the only one who can do it. I didn't feel that here. That being said, there are things here that stand out in Diamonds Are Forever versus some of the other Bond films. First of all, this is one of the very, very few Bond films that stand out in its theme song, sung once again by Shirley Bassey, who sung Goldfinger. And both of those songs are absolutely some of the best theme songs this franchise has ever known, period. And like Goldfinger, Diamonds Are Forever also had the same director, Guy Hamilton, as it was clear they wanted to possibly rediscover some of the success that they found in Goldfinger. But obviously, that was mostly an attempt that fizzled out. Also, the film, for the most part, feels kind of original in its plot. Just like Goldfinger, again, it seemed to, for the most part, center around a plot separate from the tried and true Spectre adversarial thing. Heck, Diamonds Are Forever was almost a complete spiritual sequel to Goldfinger. Gold, diamonds. But for whatever reason, it didn't work out that way. But I do respect that they tried desperately to get there. Other than that, what else can I say? It's nice to see Sean Connery back in the role, but it really should have still been George Lazenby, who they offered a 7-movie contract to, and he declined it as a suggestion from his agent, who must have been a giant idiot. How do you decline a role that big? You're talking about the late 60s, early 70s, and a 7-movie contract. That's like MCU level big in the 70s. His agent said, don't do it. Let me ask you guys a question. What else do you know George Lazenby from? He has been in a few things here and there scattered about, but let's be honest, the only thing you really know his name from is James Bond, even after just playing it once. That agent made a grave mistake in making that suggestion. I'm just saying. As a whole, the movie isn't bad, but it could have been a lot better in a few areas. I gave Diamonds Are Forever a score of 70%, 70 out of 100 possible stars, granting it the letter grade of C-, still meaning that my score was higher than my original, which was 64%, so not much higher, but it's just enough to get it bumped up from a D to a C-. If you're wondering on where I rank this in the list of Sean Connery Bond films, it's smack dab in the middle. And now that I'm done with the Sean Connery films, I can now tell you that on average, Connery received a 72% score. We'll see how the other guys fare later, soon enough. Guys, let me know your thoughts on Diamonds Are Forever in the comments down below. Are you a fan of this last outing for Sean Connery? Let me know. As for YouTube, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button if you like this review and would like to see some more. Like it, hit the thumbs up button because that always helps out my channel. And don't forget about the little bell icon because that'll help notify you when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out!